up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse on Family Partner Quad. I am J-Man. It's been a while.
Very long while. What,
yeah.
A month?
Yeah.
Month and a minute?
I'm really sorry we just could not get any more shit out there to you. Just our schedules are retarded. Would love to do a video, you know,
we have
every
9
fucking
fingers
week.
over here.
Yeah, I broke my fucking finger like a dumbass in 3 different places. That felt fantastic. So I've been in this motherfucker since you've seen me last, because I didn't have it last time. It was literally like, I think 2 days after. No, it was the day after that. It was the day after we did our last video. Day after SummerSlam. So yeah, I've been dealing with that. Really great. Yeah, and on this show we're going to give you our WWE Night of Champions 2013 preview coming this Sunday on pay-per-view.
Before SmackDown.
This is before SmackDown this week. We have all the titles except for the U.S. title on the line here, well, the IC as well, because, you know, that whole situation with Axel and Punk. You know, I've never just been a big fan of this pay-per-view. They always just, you know, ooh, it's all the titles on the line, whatever.
Isn't that like a usual pay-per-view, though?
Basically. I mean, pretty much is. I mean, it's whatever. It's just one of their gimmicky things that they keep doing, but I've just never been a fan of it. Just, you know, whatever. It's one of those kind of fall or, you know, late summer, early fall kind of pay-per-views they just throw on there or whatever.
If you live in Missouri, it's like been 200 degrees the past 2 days.
Yeah, so. No shit. We've had a return of summer. It's like, goddamn.
Swamp ass.
We didn't get it all July and August, and now we're fucking getting hit with it hard.
Good.
But it's going to be like 70.
Good.
It's going to be like 70 the next like 3 days, though, so that's good.
No gay references. We don't bully on this show.
Whoa. Too soon. Yeah, so we're going to get this show kicked off here. We got the pre-show matchup featuring a tag turmoil match, which the winners of this will get a WWE tag title shot later in the night, which we called. We were like, there's enough of these tag teams are building up lately that they could do a tag turmoil match. I'm always a fan of those kind of matches. It just showcases the amount of tag teams you got and all this kind of stuff. They used to do it back in the day all the time. And, of course, over the past couple years, they haven't had any fucking tag teams. And most of these, you know, still really aren't. But, you know, some of these are some solid teams here. We have the Primetime Players, the Real Americans, Antonio Cesaro and Jack Swagger, the Usos, 3MB, and Tons of Funk. Obviously starts with 2. Team gets eliminated, they come back out. So this should be some really good stuff here. I really enjoyed the pre-show matches they've had over the past couple months here on their pay-per-views. Me and Quaddy both alike, just as soon as we saw this, like, this is definitely a Primetime Players win here with the, you know, the push they've been getting.
Push where?
See, I mean, there's no way you can't throw a fucking joke in one of these goddamn Primetime Players references. There's just no fucking way.
I want that shirt, though. I don't care.
I do. We've always been fans of the Primetime Players, and I think it's great. You know, I talked about, somebody was talking about how they're like, I don't really think this is going to go anywhere with Darren Young coming out and saying he's gay and all this kind of stuff. First ever, you know, out there, you know, gay professional wrestler in WWE. You know, and they were like, this probably isn't going to work. I'm like, is
that just in general? Because I don't think there's any...
No, nobody has. Maybe it is, yeah, in professional wrestling history. So I knew it was going to work for him. And Darren Young obviously knew this was going to get some publicity. It was on news shows, on CNN and shit, on, you know, Yahoo and stuff like this, on the internet and stuff like that. So I knew it was going to get some publicity, and I knew it was going to help them out as a team. So, I mean, it's working great. They're getting over his faces. I knew they would get over his faces with the kind of, you know, it's almost like the vibe that Crime Time had, I think, back in the day, and a lot of people loved Crime Time too. But these guys are just so entertaining, and you know they're a great team. So I'm loving seeing that, and it's well deserved. We've talked about over the past year or so how they should have been tag champions so many fucking times. It's not even funny, winning. I don't even know how many number one contenders matches and never getting the titles. So great to see that here. This should be some really fun stuff. You got a lot of you know good stuff in here with Cesaro and Swagger, which have done some good stuff for the Primetime Players, and this kind of other teams. The Usos have been doing great stuff as well with the Shield and stuff like that. 3MB, Tons of Funk. You just kind of throw them in there. We were talking about you could possibly add, you know, the Wyatt family in there, but you're not going to put them in there unless they're going to win, and you know you're not going to do the Wyatts and the Shield. Everybody's been wanting to see that so fucking bad, but that would be some really great stuff to see the kind of 2 major heel factions go one-on-one there. But this is definitely a Primetime Players win here, and can't wait to see the eventual WWE tag title match later in the night with the Shield. Should be some good stuff there in the pre-show.
I really don't think when Darren Young announced he's coming out of the closet, and I really don't think he did it for the publicity. I think he was just wanting to do it just to get the air clear and this is what I am, this is who I am, blah blah. But whenever we kind of gave him that push afterwards, I'm glad he's not keeping it in character. he's like keeping it out of the character. But I'm glad they're finally getting the push. Two athletic guys in this. If you look at the other ones, the only other one that actually would make any sense out of this would be the Usos, but they've just had a title shot. Was it SummerSlam?
It was at, what was that at? No, it was the pre-show at, was it on the show at SummerSlam? I thought we got the pre-show match on Money in the Bank.
Pre-show
was RVD and Ambrose, and the Shield didn't have a match. I don't think so. They had the pre-show at Money in the Bank with the Shield and the Usos, so that's really good.
That first match.
That was the first, yeah.
So it would be nice to see primetime players get it, have a little feud between the Shield. So I'm picking primetime player as well.
Yeah. First match on the official card, we have the Fatal 4-Way match for the Divas title featuring champion AJ Lee going up against Natalya, Naomi, and Brie Bella. Kind of doing this whole AJ Lee against the world of shitty divas kind of thing. Not really to include Natalya. They're throwing Natalya in the whole total divas thing, but she's not that prototypical diva. She's just on the show. But AJ Lee cutting that promo that everybody just keeps talking about of like the chick version of fucking CM Punk's pipe bomb promo, which is fucking pushing it. Let's slow the fucking roll on that shit. Was it a great promo? Yes, it was a great promo. It was great to see somebody who is like an AJ Lee who is so anti-diva kind of shit. Not the whole fucking glitz and glamour, that kind of thing. She's not like that at all. So it was great to see her come out there and cut that promo talking about how fake all the other chicks are and blah, 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 all this kind of shit. So that was some good stuff there. And really the crowd really got behind that. And I thought it was, really executed great. And then throwing all these other whatever fucking people in here. AJ Lee's going to retain the title here. There's really they're doing nothing with the Divas title. So just keep it on AJ Lee, who's just, outside of, wrestling-wise, you give it to Natalya, but, they don't really give a shit about putting on matches or quality, anything like that. That's why they got rid of Beth Phoenix, because if you get rid of Beth Phoenix, you don't really give a shit about your women's wrestling quality anymore.
I think Beth Phoenix kind of got pushed away whenever her and Punk broke up. That'd be kind of awkward, though.
That whole Total Divas underlying drama, relationships, who gives a shit?
Who watches that show? Like, seriously.
Fucking retards, dude.
I literally watched about
retards.
I was like, I'll give it a chance. I'm not going to judge the J-Man kind of put it down. I was like, I'll give it a chance. Literally 5 minutes into it, I, literally...
It's fucking rigged. Like, everything on that channel,
the only funny thing is whenever Tyson Kidd is just like, hey...
He's a dick. Yeah. I don't like you. Get your fat ass off me, Natalya. I don't care if you're wearing your lingerie.
No.
And just seeing Daniel Bryan not be able to act. He can't he can't fake anything. John Cena, big douche fucking fuckface McGee. But like Daniel Bryan's like, do you want to go to the farmer's market? I don't know, whatever. It's so fucking hilarious to see Daniel Bryan on that show. But definitely go with AJ Lee here and then retaining the Divas title.
So this is pretty much AJ Lee versus Total Divas.
Yep.
I don't know why this is on the card. We could do...
It's Night of Champions. She's a champion.
Like I said, probably during this match is whenever I'll do my rounds of talking with everybody.
Okay.
So, AJ Lee?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Natalya get it and actually do something with the title. Actually put something behind the title. It actually means something, like another title on this card. But when you have fucking... all WWE's worried about is tits and how hot they are. They don't actually care about what goes on in the ring. Because if you did that, you would have brought up a girl who's training somebody.
Who's training all these dipshits.
Yeah, exactly. Sarah Del Rey. Yeah. To have that match. But I guess we continue playing with the butterfly title and give it to AJ Lee.
There you go. Next up, we would have the WWE Tag Titles matchup. We're both going with primetime players here, going up against the Shield. Can't really speculate until we see the winner. The Shield's probably going to have the Shield too, probably retaining as well. It should be a great match. If it comes down to the primetime players, there'll be some really good stuff to see there.
We were talking before the show and what we would do with the Shield and the tag titles and Ambrose with the U.S. title. I agree with J-Man on this. Having them together until right around the first of the year, whenever everything major happens, it seems like, and just have them split up and see what we can get out of that. Yeah. We kind of have Ambrose not really on his own, but he's with them.
He's singled out, yeah.
He's kind of like the redheaded stepchild, you may say. But we have Roman Reigns, who literally probably after the tag titles will be released after he drops it, because I'm really, I like him. He fits a big muscular part of him, but having Seth Rollins and then Ambrose and then just, here you go.
Yeah, once we get to see those two go off and do their, separate things, it's going to be some great stuff to see there. Good one. But until then, still great to see what the Shield's doing here. As, he talked about with Ambrose or whatever. They've been kind of teasing it, possibly doing an Ambrose Ziggler match for the U.S. title, which we would be all for. That would be fun.
I would not be upset. It would be kind of a slap in the face of Ziggler, but...
Yeah, supposedly he's kind of getting pushed down for stuff he said in a recent interview about some bullshit or whatever, but whatever.
Good.
What'd I say?
Pushed down. Good.
Good one. So yeah, we'd be all for that. That'd be some tremendous stuff to see.
Oh, yeah. Lights are on bright, slobber knocker.
There it is. We'll have to wait for the show to see if that goes down. Really hope it does. Should be some good stuff if we do get that. Next up, we have the World Heavyweight Championship on the line when champion Alberto Del Rio goes up against Rob Van Dam and his new sidekick, not Quaddy, who is dressed up like Bill Alfonso, getting ready to represent Taz in like 1996 right now.
I do have an orange whistle in my car.
Oh my god, that'd have been genius. Just sit here and blow the whistle, and I'd want to shoot myself in the head the whole fucking time.
You probably want to break your other hand.
Yeah, I would. I would break my. Just have something to cry about. Yeah, I love him to get up there. That is solid. Just straight up Bill Alfonso, like.
No.
All right.
I have to represent my Orioles.
There you go.
We're actually doing something.
They are.
I'm not a bandwagon person.
That's right. We're not throwing bananas at anybody either. Hashtag
Adam Jones.
Adam Jones is the shit.
Hashtag Adam Jones MLB.
There you go.
Because we can't have Pac-Man on this.
No,
That's
God,
TNA.
no. Jesus, we're not. 07. Not talking about that shit. Just seeing Ricardo as RVD's new sidekick, just to set up this
sidekick
half-ass good one. This little half-ass fucking thing that they're doing for the world title here. Just all the world title matches are just like extended SmackDown matches. It's all they are. I mean, there's no build to any of them. They just throw random shit in there with Del Rio just to throw random shit in there with Del Rio. Not saying they're bad. SummerSlam match with Christian was really good. This one could be really good too. Exactly, Christian having another fucking concussion. Love to see. Gotta mention Edge's appearance on this past Monday Night in Raw in Toronto. Great to see that. Every time Edge is out there, it's eyes fucking glued, basically. Miss him ridiculously. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a great match, but it's just it's just a great match. Like, okay, there's no build to it. There's nothing behind it. I really don't think anything's gonna be happening with the world title until Sandow ends up cashing in. And he gets the world title, and we see what ends up happening into that kind of road with him with the world championship, which could be some really intriguing stuff. But until then, Del Rio, I got to go with retaining the title here. I know RVD's been getting pushed to the moon since he's come back, but it's just it's just as RVD always is. He's always way up on the card. He's always a super fan favorite, and everybody loves him when he's there. But he's not going to get a world title run here. We're going to keep it with Del Rio. And we'll see where it goes in the long run. But hopefully we get a quality matchup here, but just nothing with it. It's the world title, and that's how it's been for quite some time now. But Del Rio retaining here at Night of Champions.
We always have had two major titles in WWE. WWE title and the world title, WWF title, whatever you want to call them. And with what's going on with the WWE title, we're kind of getting spoiled of the whole setup to the Randy and Daniel Bryan on this card. And what was the last one? It was Daniel Bryan and Cena. Like, we're getting spoiled rotten with what they've done on Raw and the whole thing. And then we've got the world title, which is kind of like the step down to the WWE title, seems like. And then it's like, oh, what are we going to do with this? We're going to have Del Rio having it, and RVD's getting a good push here, so let's have him do something. It seems like they're really not putting much effort into that one. They're putting all their focus on the WWE title. So,
which they should. I mean,
I understand because Raw is their main show.
Exactly.
SmackDown is kind of where you see up and coming.
But they definitely need to give some more effort.
They need to start splitting it down the middle. I'm happy we have a good WWE title match, and this world title match is going to be good, like J-Man said, but not probably as good as the WWE title. So I agree with J-Man on this. It'll be interesting to see if what they're going to do in the future. Like we were talking before with Mysterio, and we're going to do with that. Then we have Sandow and Cody, MIA, and just some question marks coming up, but the whole RVD and Ricardo thing just really not my thing. Random. So I agree with J-Man on Del Rio retain.
Yeah, I really wanted to mention about how me and Qual were talking about possibly Mysterio come back, which you still haven't heard anything of. I don't know. Still haven't even heard a word of when he's going to come back. But I'd love to see maybe something with, especially how we were talking at SummerSlam when they're doing the whole like Del Rio representing the Mexican people and all this kind of shit, and maybe bringing Rey in for a couple great matches. Maybe have Rey win the title, and then you could have somebody like Sandow cash in on Rey. Give Sandow a couple of great matches with Rey, because Rey makes everybody look fucking good. So give him a couple great matches with Sandow, and then when maybe you could bring Cody back in and push him. maybe to get to that world championship, maybe around a WrestleMania time with the former partners and stuff like that. I think that would be a great build, and I think it would build Sandow up as a world champion with some credible wins, over Rey Mysterio, multiple-time world champion and a mega fan favorite, and always makes guys look good. So I'd love to see a Mysterio get kind of, infiltrated into this world title situation, but we'll just have to wait and see.
See what he just did there? Why can't you do that, WWE?
That's right. It's easy. I mean, it's really easy. I mean, it comes down to, obviously, Mysterio being healthy, which we definitely need to do that, but it's simple.
We could really do anybody to get off Del Rio.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, some name is all we need. We don't need... Like, Mysterio would make sense because the whole... Not to sound racist. Mexican.
Exactly.
Thing. But, just get it off Del Rio. Let Del Rio do something else.
We have no problem with Del Rio.
We don't have a problem with Del Rio, but it's kind of like... He's had the title for so long, it's just, like, kind of getting stale.
Yeah, exactly.
We need something fresh.
Exactly. Next up, we have a very interesting matchup here, the Elimination Handicap match between CM Punk going up against Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman. If Paul Heyman does not compete in this matchup, he will be fired. Again, everything outside of this before the matchup has been fucking fantastic. It's so plain and simple. Whatever CM Punk and Paul Heyman get out there, when they get out there and they tell a fucking story, it's fucking gold. And it's just every single time. I still can remember back a couple weeks ago on Raw with that segment where they had Axel take out Punk and, had Heyman in there and everything, and they did that kendo stick beatdown with Punk wrapped in the ropes, and, Heyman just screaming, you were everything to me, and all this kind of... It's fucking genius. Like, it's just... Paul Heyman has always just executed those emotional type fucking, driven feuds and stuff like that just so well. And that's why, if we were fortunate enough to have a wrestling company, he'd probably be number one to, run it because of how he runs feuds and how when he gets incorporated into feuds, he adds that extra little something to make it even more special when it comes down to, the two guys that he's trying to get over or whatever it is, one guy or whoever, they're trying to get over in that kind of angle. But this is just, it's outstanding. It's just continuing what Punk and Heyman have told, over the past couple months after what they did with Lesnar and everything, and now bringing in Heyman's new client with Axel, getting in there with Punk. But Axel's secondary to what, the story is here, which, outside of the matches is what I end up loving about this, whether it's not, producing an outstanding CM Punk match, which is what we always see, but producing an outstanding story, which I just love, and these guys always produce. So outstanding stuff there. I cannot say enough about that fucking segment. That was I thought it was outstanding. I loved it. Very old school kind of feel to it, which Heyman always brings into his stuff too when he's worked himself into feuds, and Punk just pulling off that anti-hero kind of we'll do anything to get back at you kind of thing, and he pulls it off great. So it's been outstanding to see that kind of stuff. Interesting little kind of matchup here. With Heyman trying to say how scared he is to get in there with Punk. He's gonna fucking rip his head off and all this shit, and Punk just about to boil over every single time he's out there and Heyman's out there. I really don't know what's gonna happen here. Honestly, I don't know if they just kind of blow off this feud and just kind of end everything with Punk and Heyman here. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I don't see them bringing Lesnar back in because you just can't. You're not gonna have Lesnar lose because they're talking about setting up him and Taker at WrestleMania. So you're not going to have Lesnar lose and look weak going into a WrestleMania match with The Undertaker, especially a WrestleMania 30. I don't know why I got stuck. New Orleans. We'll be there. So you don't want to have him look weak, obviously going into a WrestleMania match with the fucking Undertaker. So, and you don't want to have CM Punk continuously lose because there's nothing to gain there. CM Punk. He's like a Chris Jericho. He doesn't look weak. The same as like Daniel Bryan. He doesn't look weaker when he loses those matches because he gives everything to it and to almost get there and scratch and claw to get that win and then just can't get to it and everybody gets behind him. That's the kind of face whenever you get the face side of CM Punk. That's the thing that works for him. He doesn't have to win every single match and doesn't have to get over every single time. It just works for the character that he is. But I'm going to go with Punk here. I'm going to go with him probably, just eliminating Axel and just kind of doing that blow-off the fans love to see Heyman get his ass kicked, and that's probably what they'll see. And WWE always, whenever they guarantee something or they promise something to the fans, they usually always deliver it. And whether it's a wrestler saying something, and when CM Punk guaranteed he's going to get his hands on Paul Heyman and he's going to take him out, they usually do that. I mean, it's how it always happens whenever they make it that bold and kind of be like that. So I envision it being probably a blow-off thing. I'd love to see CM Punk move on to maybe the title situation would be intriguing to see. You throw a triple threat in there with Bryan and Randy would be fucking ridiculous. But I really don't know where he goes from here. I don't want to. I mean, it's not that I don't want to see another Lesnar match because it was great. Throw him in a Hell in a Cell would be fucking amazing. I think that would be some great stuff if they did build to that. I don't know if that is or not. Now they had that Battleground one. I can't remember if that's after
there's
or
2
before.
October.
There's 2 October again, which I fucking hate. But there's 2 of them. I can't remember if Hell in a Cell is the first. I think it is the first. But build to a Punk Lesnar Hell in a Cell match would be great. But you're going to have Lesnar win that. And I just don't think continuously having Punk lose that. Because obviously if you lead to that, you're going to have Punk lose this match too probably. Because you're going to have Lesnar come out and help him. So I don't think you'd do that. I think this kind of blow off, have the fun, crowd, go home happy, seeing Heyman get his ass kicked kind of thing. But should be some interesting stuff. I really don't see this being, anything too special because it's, kind of the clusterfuck that you end up getting here. But should be some interesting stuff. And I'm going to go with CM Punk winning this handicap matchup outside of anything crazy going down.
I guess recently I just borrowed J-Man's copy of the Summer of Punk, CM Punk's Ring of Honor towards the end of his Ring of Honor career, and just watching that and just watching CM Punk as a character is just crazy. And then watch him as he came in WWE and all that, and we've been fans since day one. I know we literally just told you how much we love CM Punk since day one. Everyone's like, oh, he's nothing, and then the pipe bomb promo and all that, and then when him and Paul Heyman became something, and WWE title, whatever, just his career, just in general. And then whenever you had that Money in the Bank where Paul Heyman turned on CM Punk was probably the best thing that could have happened for both of them. Because that put the focus on both of them, not just one of them. And then we have Paul Heyman with Lesnar, and everybody knew he'd behind Lesnar from back in the day. And then he said this other guy. Maybe Paul Heyman has another one besides Purple Asshole.
It's true.
So, who's going to win this? I don't know. Probably the fans, in my opinion. I see something funky happening. I know CM Punk's going to hand on Heyman, and I have a feeling CM Punk's going to win this. But I have a weird feeling inside of me saying that somebody's going to either come screw Punk, or someone's going to come help Punk. Because Punk's not by himself. And that's how that's how CM Punk does it. He rides solo. But whenever it comes down to this, where it's a 2-on-1 handicap match, and isn't handicap matches no DQ?
It probably will end up being that way.
So I have a weird feeling either someone's going to come screw Punk and then set up something else, or someone's going to come screw Purple Asshole and something's going to come out of that. So Punk's going to win his hands down, but what happens in this match will pretty much lead to the future.
Yeah, we'll see what we're going to get out of that after that matchup there. Next matchup, we have the main event for the WWE Championship. We have champion Randy Orton going up against Daniel Bryan. Obviously, a lot of talk going on about this matchup and really the angle going around it, and really doing step for step every single thing that I really thought this was going to end up happening, which is basically the new version of the corporation and the kind of the greed that's behind everything, and Triple H running the company with Iron Fist, and Stephanie's behind him. Haven't seen Vince very much, which is intriguing to see. And Randy being their corporate, hand-picked champion, which just fits perfectly because that's who Randy Orton is. At first, I loved it. I loved seeing Triple H, as the heel again. Have not seen that since 2006. That's fucking crazy because he's absolutely, in my opinion, one of the best heels of all time, if not the best. And Randy Orton, who has, just been squandering around as a shitty fucking face for 3 fucking years, and it's great to see that. The only problems I have right now, it's Triple H I knew was going to be like that. He was going to be the head, kind of like almost the new version of a Vince back in the Attitude Era of running the company with Iron Fist kind of thing. Randy isn't where I want to see Randy at. He still hasn't really completely changed that character yet, and they're making him like a bitch, and it's really not what I want to see. They're making him scared of Daniel Bryan, which Randy Orton as a heel everyone should fear that character. You don't want to have Randy hiding behind shit and hiding behind, the business and all this shit and the corporate side of it behind Triple H and everything. I don't want to see that. Just have him be the fucking hard ass that is represented by, a Triple H and by the company and stuff like that. Daniel Bryan's side of things, we don't want to see him look weak. That's one of the biggest things that people have talked about, having him get knocked out every single week and having him get laid out on every single Raw. Do I think it hurts Daniel Bryan? I don't think so. I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. People still need to realize that Daniel Bryan is in the main event of every single Raw. He's in the main event of basically every single SmackDown he's on. He's the biggest face in that company, and people that bitch about whatever he's doing are fucking retarded. I mean, that's just absolutely stupid. To see Daniel Bryan in the position he is right now, with people that are behind him and realize who he is, and he's gotten himself there all by himself. It's great to see where that's at. So saying that he's getting buried, blah, 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 blah. He's in the main event fucking segment. He's in the main event match every single week, and we couldn't ask for anything better. That's fucking awesome. Would we love to see a Daniel Bryan get the win here and get the title? Absolutely. Is this matchup going to be great? Absolutely. It's the first really high-profile Randy Orton-Daniel Bryan match we've gotten ever. I mean, we had a couple Raw matches. They had that street fight a couple months back, which was really great. On a Raw. So I think we're going to get a really quality matchup here. It's just what they want to build. It's still the very, very early goings of this angle and this feud, and really this storyline that they're doing here. So it has to end with Daniel Bryan getting the title back. I just don't know when that ending period is. Whether it's a WrestleMania, which would be a great kind of story, and have him win the title at WrestleMania against all odds, I think would be a great story too. But it's going to be too far to go that length without having people be like, are you going to give him the fucking title, or are you just going to keep having him fucking get laid out and have the Randy and Tripp and the Shield and everybody just lay everybody out, which I have to mention is fucking fantastic. Incorporating the Shield, kind of being everybody's bodyguards, that just fits that whole fucking their gimmick just flawlessly. That is just outstanding. And seeing the Shield in there with Randy beat down fucking everybody, that's fucking, that's badass to see. That's some really good stuff. So I'm intrigued by a lot of the stuff. I think Tripp's pulling it off great. He's such a great heel, and I don't want to see him any other way. And just kind of being that kind of dickish, kind of like, whatever, this kind of shit, and making jokes and all this kind of, it's so great to see. But Randy's character needs to evolve a little bit more, because he's still kind of the same facey, he's just like a face heel, almost like, he's just like, yeah, whatever, like, I'm not going to be all, cerebral and shit, I'm just going to be this little douchey dude that hides behind Triple H and all this kind of shit. They don't need to have Randy be like that. You need to have him be the fucking hard-ass heel that we've come to know and love. Because that's the only way to have a Randy Orton. But I'm going to go with Randy retaining here. As I said, it's just the early ongoings of this angle and this storyline, and you're not going to drop the title off that. You're going to keep it going, and you're going to keep having the face chase the heel, because that's where the money is. But I think we're going to keep having these matchups, and maybe they throw some interesting little steps or some gimmicks in there, but we're probably going to keep seeing this. But in the long run, it has to end with the Daniel Bryan win, and people have to see that. You can't keep saying, this is fucking stupid, you're not doing it right off the bat. Just slow the fuck down, and once you see it all happen in the long run, you'll be like, okay, that was worth it, because it will be worth it. A lot of fans have really short-term fucking impatient-ass memories and like, oh god, I want to have it happen now. Just let it breathe, alright? Let it fucking happen, and then let's see what fucking ends up going down with this. We can't jump to a fucking conclusion right now, because it's only a month into this fucking angle, and you could obviously tell, if you've seen a fucking storyline this big before, it takes some time to really, get behind it and let it kind of breathe, and let it end up happening. So, in the long run, everybody's going to get what they want. We're all going to get what we want, which is a Daniel Bryan fucking WWE title run. But until then, let's enjoy Randy Orton and Triple H's heels and fucking running the company, because I enjoy the hell out of that. But until then, I'm going to go with Randy Orton retaining the WWE Championship and still being the face of the WWE.
With the Corporation Part 2, I really didn't know how they were going to do it after watching SummerSlam, and once me and J-Man started talking about it and started seeing what happened on the Raws, and with the whole Shield thing, like J-Man said, that's probably the best thing they could have done with those guys, and then having Tripp, beating Tripp. The part that kind of bugged me out of all this shit is the whole Big Show angle.
Oh, God.
Just, okay, I was kind of curious seeing actually if he was really poor, and I Googled it, and his net worth's like $1 billion, so we know that's not true. It's just part of, like J-Man said, it's part of the character.
Yeah.
I have a weird feeling Big Show's going to get involved. I hope to God...
I don't know how I forgot that, too. It's horrible. Oh, God, I just want to forget it.
I just hope to God we don't have a triple threat out of this. I just hope what happens inside of that square circle is just watching Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton just go to town.
Yeah.
Because I know Daniel Bryan wants to get his hand on Randy Orton. I just hope we have a... I know it's not going to happen.
Probably not.
It's a clean match, clean victory, no DQ, no nothing, just no count out, no bullshit.
Yeah.
Just let these two fuckers go. And if that happens, and if our calculation is right... Calculation.
Let me go get my calculator.
The whole Hell in a Cell thing's next up.
That would be great.
And just having those two set that up. Yeah. But seeing these two names in a Night of Champions thing, if we said this a year ago, I know for a fact I wouldn't believe it. I know for a fact you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And saying that John Cena's nowhere to be found on his card.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're doing with Daniel Bryan. They're just, we're going to knock down Cena, and we're just going to shove Daniel Bryan to the moon.
Yeah.
And then we're going to knock his ass down to see how he does. Because Daniel Bryan's one of the small guys, and people have knocked him down for years, I guarantee it. Watching him in Ring of Honor and watching him build himself up in WWE as Michael Cole knocked him out in The Miz, and everybody pretty much has said, oh, he will never be a superstar because he's so small. And then him winning all the stuff is just crazy, and then seeing him versus the face of the company, the corporation, is just go to town. So this match, once again, I believe the fans are going to win. I hope the fans are going to win. I see Randy Orton continue on with this thing, and I hope this feud, I know the feud can continue. I just hope it's a good, like Jamin said, everybody needs to slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
Because what I've read in the past couple weeks, people just destroying this, saying there's nothing going to be like First Corporation. It is not. It's not. You have totally different people in this.
Yeah.
But it's going to be close.
Yeah.
So hold on tight.
Good one. That was tight. Hold on tight. He'll whisper. Whisper finish.
So, okay. This is on Thursday before SmackDown.
It's true.
What are you going to do after this, Jamin?
God, I just don't know.
We got the football back.
It's true.
WWE needs to step it up because we have some good football.
It's true. There's nothing else. There's nothing. See. Yes. So we're gonna get the fuck out of here because we have nothing to do.
We have.
I have to go fix a drain.
I have no testicles. Is that too soon?
Quite possibly.
Okay,
that's all right.
Good.
Yeah, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. This will now wrap up our WWE.
We gotta help your daddy, don't we?
We gotta go help your daddy. Gotta go snake a drain, homie.
I'm down.
Snake that drain. What?
We got that kitty. Kitty will help us.
Get it. Hey, good. So now wrap up our WWE Night Champions 2013 preview. Be sure to check out our review after the pay-per-view Sunday. For my partner, Quad Alfonso.
Fuck the haters.
There we go. Quad Alfonso. I am J-Man, and thank you for watching another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse, the Pulse, Professional Wrestling World.